Hello, and welcome to the August edition of the Habitat Home Show. We have a fantastic episode lined up for you today. We'll be featuring the Bike and Build group, which biked through the Miami Valley in early July. On their trek across the country, they stopped with us for a couple days to build. So Ashley Reeves, our volunteer coordinator, will be speaking with them on site while they were here. We'll be looking and starting a new house on 650 Senate Street in Miamisburg. So this will be the house that will be following through the next 3 to 4 months until it's complete. So we'll tell you a little bit more about the family and show you the progress of the build as it is right now. We have some more items in the restore that we'll be focusing on, and Norm Miozzi will be showing us some great home maintenance tips during Norm's Know-How segment. So sit back, relax. I'm happy to be back because Ashley Reeves filled in last month with our volunteer focus, and we're actually going to go on site with Ashley Reeves right now. So Ashley, tell us more about Bike and Build.
Hello and welcome to the July edition of our Habitat Home Show. Special edition today, it's our volunteer spotlight, and I'm actually out here on site. It's Tuesday, July 12th, and we are lucky enough to have our Bike and Build group out on set, or out on site. So we are here with them. We have 31 Bike and Build riders out here, and I am joined by Linda, one of this year's 2016 Maine to Santa Barbara Bike and Build trips. So thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed today. We appreciate you having here on site. So from Bike and Build, tell our audience who may not know what Bike and Build is, what is Bike and Build?
So Bike and Build is a nonprofit organization that leads young people aged 18 to 26 across the country on a cross-country bike trip. And we stop and do about 18 build days along the way, and we're also fundraising the whole time for the affordable housing cause.
Okay. So I know that there is a big push for you guys you're pedaling for affordable housing. That's kind of your tagline, right? And I know that fits right in with the Habitat mission. So specifically, why did you decide to join Bike and Build this summer?
So ever since I was probably 15, I've gone to a few different third world countries, and also I lived in New Orleans for college. So I've gotten to learn just how important it is for everyone to have a shelter that they can live in safely. And I wanted an adventure after I graduated college, so I just Google searched bike trips for charity, and this is the first thing that came up.
Very nice. So how's the trip been so far?
It's been great. It's flying by. We reached the 1,000-mile mark yesterday coming into Dayton, so we're about a quarter of the way done. We're making just best friends.
Awesome. And I know today you guys are out at our 6730 Sandy Drive house. It's our Women Build house, which is Habitat's initiative to empower a single mother and her children to become homeowners with Habitat. So tell me a little bit about that. Have you guys worked on any other houses like that? I mean, how important do you think it is to encourage single mothers and their children to become Habitat homeowners?
I think it's extremely important. I think most of the houses that we've worked on the past week have been older partner families. Okay. They've all been Habitat homes. But when I worked in Virginia, it was a similar situation.
Okay.
Single mother, and a lot of refugees.
Okay.
From Somalia.
Okay. Perfect. So I know you guys are also down at our 6860 Shadowbrook Drive home, but after you guys wrap up your build site day, which we truly appreciate all of you guys being out here, I think you're going to make extraordinary progress out here on our Women Build. What's going on tonight? You guys know what you're doing afterwards?
So tonight we are doing a bike clinic. We got about 20 people coming to our host, and we're going to show them how we do safety. Safety is our #1 priority on the road. So we're going to explain not only that, but also bike maintenance, because that's a big thing people are curious about, but can't often find in a real person to tell them how to change a flat. So
perfect. Yeah, so our Bike and Build, Bike and Be Active clinic is tonight from 5:30 to 6:30 at Sinclair's Building 19, their police academy in Lot K. 20 of our partner families are actually, their children are going to get bikes and new helmets this evening at the Bike and Be Active clinic. So we thank you guys for coming on site with us, and we also thank you so much for doing a bike clinic for our partner families. You guys definitely impacted our community by being here for less than 2 days is the time that you guys are with us, and I know that the impact you guys are going to make is going to be extraordinary. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about Bike and Build or affordable housing or Habitat or your time in Dayton so far?
We had a great time in Dayton so far. It was beautiful. And the ride in here and all the bike paths. And we went in the swimming pool. That was
nice. All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll let you get back to. I think you were up on the roof, right?
Yep. Up
All
there.
right. We'll let you get back on the roof. Thank you so much. Hello, and welcome back to our special edition of our Habitat Home Show. This is part 2 of our Bike and Build special. I am joined here by Jacob, one of our 2016 Bike and Build Maine to Santa Barbara trips. Tonight we're out here to do our Bike and Be Active bike clinic with our Bike and Build group, so we're really excited to have you guys out here. I know that we are, we worked with the Life Enrichment Center here in Dayton to get the bikes and the helmets donated to 20 of our partner family children from 5 different families. We have 20 children here that you guys are going to be working with tonight. So tell me a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing here tonight.
Sure, thanks Ashley. We're here to help host a safety clinic for the 20 Habitat affiliates that are receiving the bikes tonight. Now that they're receiving the bikes, it's great, but it's really important that they're safe on the roads. So we're going to run them through some stations, some things on safety with gear and equipment and things like that, safety with turning on the roads, safety with obstacles on the roads, and safety with how to check your bike every time before you ride.
Okay, perfect. So are there anything that you guys are going to make sure that are you guys going to do you're going to make sure you do the safety training?
Absolutely.
But then you guys are also, you will sometimes take them on a trip, right? You guys will take them on a short bike ride? Will you most likely stay in the parking lot tonight?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
But it is in the plan to do sort of a follow the leader type safety program so everyone can get used to their new bike.
Okay, so we really appreciate you guys coming out here and doing that tonight. I know that it's pretty exciting, and you guys host a lot of these as you ride from Maine to Santa Barbara. Are you planning on doing several of these?
Absolutely. Every now and again, when the host requests us to hold a safety clinic, we will. Other than that, we do presentations on Bike and Build and things like that.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, and I know our partner families are really excited to be able to get their bikes and take them home this evening, and I know a lot of them, they don't have bikes, so they're really excited to have new bikes and helmets. So thank you so much for hosting this and teaching the kids about bike safety and maintenance, and we appreciate having you guys. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
So starting this month, we're going to be looking at a house that we'll be building in Miamisburg. This house is actually going to kick off on September 17th and open up to volunteers as we see it. But right now, we're working on the foundation. The foundation is actually completed. There was a lot of site work that goes into these builds leading up to having volunteers on it. So as you can see from the pictures on the screen, we've got all the cinder blocks in place, and the foundation is set so that we can have a very sturdy house once we build it. This house will be bought by Isaac Zamatuma. He and his wife and their 2 kids will move in whenever the construction is complete. Isaac has a very interesting story in that in the late 90s, he came to America from Rwanda, which was in a civil war at the time, and has worked his way up through the Kettering Health Network system and is working on becoming a nurse right now. So he started out as a janitor and delivery driver, and he's gotten some education, and now he is actually working on becoming a nurse. So we look forward to following this house over the next 3 to 4 months and watch the progress as Isaac and his family get ready to move in. This month on our Restore Focus, we're going to be looking at the variety of furniture we have in our Restore. Through generous donations from individuals and corporations in the area, we are able to supply the Restore with a variety of new and gently used furniture. So the couches that you're seeing on the screen are part of not only the new donations, but some of the gently used that individuals and corporations give throughout the Miami Valley. Morris Home Furniture is one of our corporate donors who they actually about once a month donate anywhere from 15 to 20 pieces of furniture that they have in their warehouse in Fairborn that are either floor models or getting discontinued models, so to speak, right before the new styles come out. So their generous support allows us to have new furniture, and individuals across the region actually donate their gently used furniture to us, which we sell on our Restore. Our Restore is open to the public from Tuesdays through Fridays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the proceeds raised through the Restore sales are actually used to build houses in the community, such as Isaac's. So come into the Restore on 115 West Riverview Avenue, either Tuesday through Saturday, and we'd be happy to serve you and sell you some great furniture or cabinets, as you can see on the screen also. Hello and welcome back to the Habitat Home Show. At this point in our episode, as we begin to wrap up, we actually have Norm Miozzi with us here for Norm's Know-How. So Norm, what do you got for us today?
Thank you, Brad. Well, today, matter of fact, Brad, this past week with the drought that we've been having and the fact, of course, that fall is quickly approaching, I actually had to get out and clean out my gutters.
Seems kind of early, right?
It seems very early. As a matter of fact, I was shocked, but with the heavy rains, my gutters were just overflowing, and of course they were clogged with leaves. So I thought it was appropriate to talk a little bit about, gutters and gutter guards, and of course cleaning out your gutters if you choose to do so. But I brought some gutter guard products to show everybody. One thing about it is there are companies that can come out and install, the gutter type protectors on, for you. Most of those are very expensive.
Let me ask you real quick. So gutter guards then keep the leaves out? Is that what they're doing? That's what their purpose is?
They are designed to keep the leaves out, keep the gutters clean, so that the only thing going into them is the water.
Okay.
So, of
so
course,
no more getting on the roof or on your ladder to...
No more getting on the roof. That's right. A trip to the emergency room would probably cost as much as these products here would. Now, if you have the company come out, those can, like I say, those will be in the thousands of dollars.
Wow.
But something like this, you can probably do for a couple $100, which again, to me, it's worth it. So what I brought is actually, of course, a little piece of gutter, and then one of the easiest things to do would be something like basically the gutter screen, or basically this is a downspout screen, and what it does is this is your piece of gutter, and in the gutter is a downspout, right? So what you do is you simply just take this and bend it so that it fits down inside of where the downspout goes. And so if you can imagine, if there do get leaves that kind of back up or clog up in the gutters, it allows the water to still get to that downspout and of course let it run out. So that's probably the easiest, least expensive way to kind of help the water come out of it.
Because most of your clogs happen in that downspout, don't they?
They do. They do. Once that
Probably
gets
almost all of
clogged,
them.
once that gets clogged, the water doesn't come out.
Cool.
So I brought 3 other products, and this is the first one. This is actually an aluminum product. They're all made to go onto the gutter about the same way. So the front of the gutter has a lip like so, and the way these are generally made is so that the gutter protector actually, once you put it in place, it actually locks into that lip.
Wow.
This one is made so that when it actually gets put on, it actually sits down inside the gutter and it'll rest on the gutter spikes.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This product, as well as the others I'm going to show you, these run from about $2 per stick to about $4 a stick. So on a house that's 40 feet wide or something like that, you're looking at about $100 for the front and $100 for the back. A couple of them that I really like. This is a vinyl product, so it's a little more forgiving, but it works the same way. Once you actually, if you're up on your roof, you actually put it on the front edge of the gutter, and then kind of same thing. Once you get it on there, like one side of it, so you snap into the place, and then if need be, you tuck this very back edge just under the shingles a little bit.
Right, because that front part of your shingles have a little flap that you can get under. So
right.
This extends them essentially over your...
Right, the shingles will be laying here. And then so obviously with this one and the screening, basically anything will pretty much rest on this and then, blow off as it dries. That's the idea, is the leaves will eventually dry and blow off. And then probably this is probably one of my favorites, was this one here, which is also a vinyl product. And as you see, it's got a little different profile on it. It's got a rolled front edge. It installs the same way. So with this one, actually what you do is it's a little bit wider this direction. And so this does tuck underneath the shingles. So you want to tuck it under the shingles first, and then same thing after you get it tucked into the shingles, it simply snaps on the gutter like so. And then the way this is made, Brad, if you notice, there's little slots. And so they call this actually, it's laminar flow is what it's called. So as the water rolls over the edge here, it doesn't shoot out. It actually gets held to the basically the front edge of this, rolls down into the gutter, all the water does. And then of course the leaves then continue on, and same kind of thing, as they dry, they'll just blow right off. So it's a little more solid on top. like I say, I think this is probably why it's one of my preferred ones. But they're really easy to put on, and again, they're very inexpensive if you're so inclined to do it yourself, save yourself some money.
Do you know the difference? So you said that first one that we looked at was about $2 per piece. Is this one
I think
slightly more?
This one, if I remember right, it's about $3 a piece. Again,
so
Lowe's, Home Depot. Yeah, there's not a big difference in price in the ones I'm showing you. One of the other products that they have, which is actually the simplest to use, they actually make a foam insert. Kind of looks like a big, kind of like a thick sponge or like a noodle. You know, the noodles that you swim with? And they're actually made to where literally they come in 4-foot sections like this, and you just tuck them down in the gutters. And so same kind of thing. What it does is it just keeps that bottom of it open, so when the water gets in there, the water still channels to your downspouts. The leaves then would rest on top and either blow out, or you might have to clean the tops off of those eventually, but easy to use.
So just the water just soaks through to the bottom and gravity takes it down to the deal.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Awesome. And all of these you can install yourself too.
All of these you can
on a
install
Saturday
yourself.
afternoon or something, probably.
Yeah.
Very nice. Awesome. Well, thank you for the tip. It seems like that could save a lot of time, over the long run for a relatively small investment of anywhere from $200 to $300 for the average house, right?
Save you time, of course, save you aggravation, and it also helps prevent the rot that you see a lot of times on the fascias and on the soffits and that, on homes, where the gutters have overflowed for quite a while. Yeah.
So
good preventative maintenance.
What about ice? I was kind of curious with the one that had the screen. Can that be an issue with that? Because then when it melts, you'd think that sometimes it could get backed up or slide off onto your...
So the one with the screen probably would be a little, so it would have a tendency to freeze a little more quickly, but surprisingly when the water is running, it's actually not freezing. So I guess that's a common misconception, is as long as the water is melting, it's running down, it's going to run through those. But if something gets trapped on top, it is obviously more apt to freeze. Whereas this one here, one of the reasons I like this is the top is solid, the water is the only thing that's going to run down into that. You don't have to worry about it freezing.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Those are some great tips, and I'll have to try that coming into this fall. So. Keep people from falling, I suppose, in the long run, hopefully. So.
Yeah, very good.
Well, thank you again for joining us, Norm. Well, thank you for joining us for our August episode of the Habitat Home Show. We look forward to seeing you next month, where we'll be interviewing our mortgage specialist, Danny Moore, as well as our restore manager, Phil Cluse, and finding out a little bit more about what they do with Habitat and their passion for serving our mission and the families that we help. We'll also be looking at the progress of our 650 Senate Street build in Miamisburg, focusing on some restore items, and we'll have another episode of Norm's Know-How. So once again, thank you. We hope to see you at the build sites and in our restore, and we'll see you again next month.